What's such boy for another reaction? In today's video, we have FaZe is suing the Ex-Faze members. They suing these niggas. What the fuck? About Omeezy. Make sure to comment, subscribe, and listen to it. They suing these niggas.
I'm not even gonna play no sound effects. This ain't no game. They sent my ass a $50,000 bill. What is you talking about? Now I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if that was some type of April Fool's prank. It was August, but yeah, bro.
Oh damn, April Fool's about to come up. Niggas about to be posting all type of dumb shit. Oh my gosh.
We're not even with them anymore.
It's a weird, scary world we living in.
How do I? 4th of July party, $5 grand? Minecraft.
About to see so many I'm pregnant posts. Like, I hate April Fools on the internet. Y'all be posting stupid ish.
Stream 22 grand. What? Floor repairs 300.
Twitter about to be annoying.
Grand.
You gonna text her?
I'm not answering. I'm not in that anymore.
Any chance that I get to gritty on the graves of the FaZe organization, I just smile. Even though they've been disconnected from the organization for a couple months now, it seems as though the streamers that made up the organization of FaZe are in a bit of a pickle. They've been hit with some bills, and I mean massive bills relating to damages and other content-related things.
This is why y'all niggas need to stop doing wars, 4th of July parties, doing wars and breaking glasses and shit. It was breaking the windows and shit, doing a war like
While they were in the group, even though it seems as though this shouldn't be right. This kind of highlights the underhanded.
Don't complain now. Y'all know what y'all was doing. Don't complain now. So I was like, what? I ain't about to pay that. Like, no, niggas.
Nature of signing to one of these groups, and it was a part of the warnings that a lot of people gave to them during that time. Now, of course, there is one.
During that war, that was when Marty too hotty. That nigga got cream pie by your age. Nigga put whipped cream in his mouth while he was on the ground, just doing stupid shit with airsoft guns, breaking glass. When like you gotta pay for them repairs, gang.
One person who should be answering to all of this, but he's not around. But boy, oh boy, I am sad, but I am happy that this story just keeps on giving. It's the gift that keeps on giving. If you're new to this and you want to be true to this, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. It's going to go a long, long way for the channel. I've got some massive bills that are piling up, no different than FaZe. Mine are for like dental work, and you know, my kneecaps are a little bit bruised up. I need to go to the doctor, stuff like that. Every subscription counts. It's going to help me out. Now, back into the video. I thought the worst news that was going to come out of this week was that FaZe Rug wasn't going to be participating in the gaming challenge that they had going on. But this formerly reputable group is still going through hell. I think people have to remember that FaZe was one of the biggest, if not the biggest, organization to come out of content creation, full stop. Maybe behind Mr. Beast or whatever the case may be, but definitely in the gaming sphere. They topped it all. Celebrities were in it. Brands were in it. People were rocking the merch. Hell, Ronnie James was in it at one point in time. But with the different controversies, they've had so many issues over the years. I'm talking about the company going public and its stock collapsing, massive layoffs and internal restructuring, long-term members criticizing the group and the organizational structure, and creators leaving only to diss them once they get off the platform. All this bad business has followed them a long, long, long way. And now when we transition into the streamer era, and now that it's kind of over, it is still haunting them. Now, I want it to be clear, it seems as though the FaZe boys are doing great right now. Although they can't make group content, simply due to the fact that they still have some attachment and ties there. Maybe there was like a non-compete clause. Individually,
They still live in the house. That house.
they are thriving.
No. I signed in 2023.
Rested in their minds.
So 2 more years I got.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm gonna drop a whole dog, nigga.
New group name should be the Broke Boys.
That's not a bad shout. BBB,
EBB, the Broke Boys.
DBB.
That's not bad at all.
Pepsi sent me it. I miss Pepsi. Anyone else, bro? Drop on me if you miss Pepsi right now.
Wait, you fired him?
No, I can't speak on why I can't be with him right now for legal reasons.
Wait, no fucking way
Stop.
that the FaZe contracts
Bad jokes,
No way.
Bad jokes right
No
now.
fucking way.
Good job to do.
He's under FaZe contract. That's crazy. Yo, I'm gonna say loud and proud.
Oh no, this is where I get a lawsuit. GG's. Love you, boys.
I would break those contracts instantly.
Love you, boys.
And just tank it. If they go after me, they're wrong, and they will tank. I mean, they'll publicly tank everything.
If I speak, I'm in big trouble.
Whoa, so the assistants were signed to contracts as well, and they can't follow them after the group has been disbanded? Oh my God, Banks had these boys next to kin tied up. So for the foreseeable future, we'll be seeing them in maybe some sort of duos or offshoot type of things, but of course, do their 2-year non-compete agreement while they still handle some stuff behind closed doors. They can't do group content, but that's okay.
Like, gang, the niggas that invested, the Matt Kalish nigga, he invested in the FaZe because he thought they was gonna make him money. But y'all can get mad when them niggas wanted a percentage of y'all. They gotta make money some type of way. Like, they wasn't making. Dude, Matt Kalish invested in the FaZe, thinking that shit was gonna make money. It was gonna be a good investment, and that nigga ain't making nothing.
Okay. The reason why it'd be okay is because they should be done with any other dramas. They just gotta sit on their
That's
hands.
why that niggas want the extra 1% of y'all niggas.
Wait their time, and then they should be able to pop out. But while they were sitting on their hands, these guys came and got their pockets tapped by big bank banks, saying that they owed them an insane amount of money for damages related to content and other things.
It's bad? This is funny, right?
How?
This is
I wasn't even
fried.
in Helmet Head's video. I didn't even make a Helmet Head song.
Mind you. They got paid for that.
What?
So I shouldn't tell them that we need all the money from the YouTube.
What? Helmet Heads?
Tell them that we need all the money from the YouTube then.
Helmet Heads was 10.
They finessed Silk. Nigga, they was finessing ever since they got us locked in that fucking...
Wait, Drew.
Wait, they're talking about... They're not talking about this. They're talking about this house?
Brother, we're talking M's.
No, I'm talking about... They're not talking about...
We are talking
No, I'm
M's.
saying.
M's.
Listen.
The helmet head. There was a song they made to get a helmet head. So it was like a FaZe song they put together. They charged it for like the music. Cause I know they had a music video and shit for that.
Listen. They're talking about the house that we live in currently?
No, Sabathon.
Oh, yeah. I'm not signed to nothing.
Now, according to FaZe, it seems as though the charges are related to property damage. But this raised a lot of questions. It seems as though these boys were in some sort of 360 type of situation. The house was used heavily for the streams, the events, and content directly tied to the organization. So if the house in and of itself was tied to revenue generating ventures, why is it that the guys are on the hook for all of this money? Now, we've seen things like this before in the music industry, where everything about your life is now needed to be recouped even after the fact. Somebody may have gifted you a car as a signing bonus, gave you a chain to be a part of a certain label or set or group or whatever the case may be. And then when you try to leave, all of a sudden you're getting a bill or you're getting your final paycheck cut at the knees simply due to the fact that you signed up for this. You got to remember that the FaZe house in and of itself was a major center for everything. Streaming hub, collaboration space, content house. And while there were some damages that took place, because I could only imagine what those floors look like as people dragged a bunch of different things around them, I'm going to blame FaZe themselves for not putting some sort of covering on those floors. These are kids. Why would you have real hard wood on these floors? I don't think that people understand this stuff. That first AMP house was Mariah Carey's old house that had Mariah Carey, the singer, songwriter, the artist, and her individual effects in there. I always thought to myself, because there used to be these horse statues in the house, why are these...
Yeah, this nigga used to be around AMP. You see this nigga around AMP and wow, you got blackballed game.
seemingly expensive horse statues and figurines in a house in which we're about to do a paintball war and fireworks in. It's the stupidest thing in the world. But the problem is that the house gets elevated from just a living space. It is a part of the content, it is a part of the brand, it is a thing in and of itself. Any damages related to it should have been covered by some sort of insurance, right? FaZe K-San would take to the internet and elaborate more on the situation. And ultimately, it would lead to all signs pointing to the people at the top, and the ones that negotiated the deal are asshats. Ex-Faze K-San says, so it's okay to not pay your creators money you owe them from brand deals you committed. Do these brands know they're doing this? I have to pay taxes on these deals too that I'm not getting paid for. How is this legal?
The boys are at the height of everything. They're back-to-back orgs of the year. Everybody in FaZe averaging 10, 20K. Oh, you know, all the boys are averaging 10, 20K viewers, and then like the best sponsor we could grab was Four Loko. It was. I was sitting there thinking like something's weird. Like I feel like especially with now, the best we can do is Four Loko, bro. There's 7 people in FaZe averaging 20K viewers. These motherfuckers, they should have been on a cover of cereal boxes. Like
yeah.
I I was sitting there like, wait, there's something's not making sense. Like, how the fuck? Like 2 years
Shit.
ago, did we have Porsche?
Yeah, but look at the sponsorships the old phase niggas used to get. Like the niggas, they had Porsche deals. They had their own chairs at one point. Like all type of like.
In McDonald's,
Ain't
Ron
them niggas had a beat collab? Like them niggas had clothes brand collabs. Like
has 35K viewers building a slide. I remember I called one of the internal people. I said, yo, Ron is averaging 35K viewers building a slide in the back of the backyard. It should be a Nike slide. Why is it not a Nike slide?
The reason why all this is happening is because everybody was in bed with each other except for the people that were actually creating the content. Look, the reality of it is that no matter what that article said from the person who ended up buying a majority stake in FaZe, they were tapping the pockets of the streamers and creators every which way they can go. As Kason said, they were doing brand deals in which they then had to pay taxes on, and then they didn't receive money. And mind you, these brand deals are no longer the brand deals of old. They're not the Porsches, they're not the McDonald's, they're the Four Locos, they're the fantasy companies. There are all these other types of deals that are closely associated with the owners. You know, the owners used to be ex-CEOs of these companies, and it's all convoluted. But now, for whatever reason, these guys are having to pay damages on a house that should have come with a big brand deal in the first place that covered all these things. It's not like this is their first rodeo. And so now they're holding payments while sending a bill. That just doesn't make any type of sense. Let me put it in the layman's perspective. Think about if you went to work for 5 years or so, and every day when you went into the office, you made some coffee, you might have made some water cups, used their ice or whatever the case may be, you used their microwaves, and you parked in the parking lot. You want to leave the corporation, and upon receiving your final paycheck, you realize that it's been short. Hell, it's always been short. There's always been a few dollars here and there missing. And then they send you a bill for the cups, for the ice, for the straws, and for the microwave usage. Now, all these things helped get your work done throughout the day. They even started charging you for chair usage. Maybe one broke or you had to switch a laptop cable. All these things are things that help get the job done on a day-to-day basis. But now the company is charging you for it, and they're withholding pay from your check. This is how nasty this is.
I don't know what I can and can't say on this bitch in terms of FaZe legalities and money and shit, but just know there are no strings on me. There was never no strings on me. So we are good on this side. You understand what I'm saying? I make sure I read my shit front.
that boy Rage was smart. No wonder why that nigga stayed in Florida. That nigga did not want to live in that house. The nigga Rage was smart.
Back. I don't play about those, bro. And that's why I like using my own shit. I need something done, I'll handle it. I'm good. You want to pay for my rent? I'm cool, gang.
That boy Rage ass knew to stay away.
I don't want no leverage on me, cuz. Can't do it. They some hoes for that, though. My dog, they gonna be good, though. They gonna be good. We ain't talking about that, because I don't know what I can get. They gonna be good. Hopefully.
Now, off rip, I know people would speculate and say that they probably had different contracts because Rage came in with a level of success that maybe others didn't, et cetera, et cetera. But during the whole debacle, Rage came to the internet and said, as I remember, that he always knew that stuff wasn't just handed out for free.
Multi-million-dollar house for the free ski.
Like, yeah, bro. Y'all should have knew that. Y'all should have been smarter than that, thinking that shit was gonna be free. Yeah, Rage smart. Rage older. Yeah, think about like y'all should have knew that shit was gonna be free. Like I said, they wasn't making no money from FaZe, my nigga. Matt Kalish wasn't making no money, my nigga.
We got all this shit lined up. I'm like, yo.
Like, of course, them niggas gonna try to ask for a percentage of what y'all making, because y'all making millions.
But that sounds too good. So I'm supposed to drop my whole life.
It sound too good. Rage smart. It sounded too good, my nigga.
My whole world and go to LA and just believe niggas just got me out there? No, bro. No, bro. And imagine if I would've. I would have been out there in LA homeless with fucking 10 dogs looking for a place to fucking sleep. Imagine I did that shit, nigga.
Granted, these things might have always existed in the contract in and of itself, but I find it very, very...
Yeah, like, I don't know, son. Y'all know Max a little slow. Like, y'all read them contracts, gang. Y'all read them contracts 5.
very interesting how people on the internet, I'm talking about people that commentate on these situations, give grace to these kids when coming to understand contractual obligations. You should have read these things, lawyer up, all these, et cetera, et cetera. Sure, they should have read their contracts, probably had a legal team go over the paperwork and all this other stuff. But
Yeah, y'all ain't reading contracts. Oh my gosh.
I'm saying this as a 29-year-old. And for what it's worth, I can be honest because I don't know why we put up these facades on the internet. I don't read every single contract. I don't read every single terms of service agreement. I don't read a bunch of different things. Most people don't. And these companies know that. That's why they bury those details. The phrase, the devils and the details come from this specific thing. But that doesn't make it any less manipulative just because it's in there. Especially when you give these contracts to early 20-something-year-olds, fill it with a bunch of legal jargon and have some sort of scummy 40-year-old man act as if he's cool with these young men, run around, hang with them, take them to clubs,
That boy Faze Banks love net spin.
et cetera, ultimately to push a piece of paper in front of their face. In another industry, they would call that PIMPing, but we're not going to use that word because it has certain connotations and other things like that. I don't want to, water that word down, but that's basically what it is.
Where's the money? I'm this fucking guy who's trying to take everything from everybody. Where is it? Then why the fuck am I millions of dollars in debt? Where is it? It's in Blackboy Max's bank account. It's in fucking Silky's bank account. It's in Jason, Ronaldo, Lacey's bank account.
And it looks like you're about to try to go get it, buddy. I know at some point Faze was probably going to attempt to do some sort of rebuild and rebrand again. And I'm talking about the organization, of course. Similar to what they did last time, they were going to realize the issues that they had and say that they were going to do better, they were going to do different, et cetera, et cetera. But right now, the organization is looking extremely desperate. Instead of rebuilding those relationships, because I actually don't even think it's...
Who's still in Faze? Jeff? Faze? Jeff? Them niggas still in Faze? What is they gonna do? Like, Matt Khalees, Banks stepped away. Matt Khalees, stepped away. What do they do now?
Not salvageable, or it wasn't salvageable at least. Maybe they just needed to come together on better terms. What they're doing now is making themselves look worse in front of the eyes of millions of content creators out there. And they're doing that by trying to squeeze every single penny, nickel, dime out of the former members of the group.
They're making tacos.
July party, $5,000?
Damn, nah, niggas just running up random bills. All of a sudden, everything costs 10 bands. Bro, what is you saying? 5,000 for the 4th of July? Hell no, nigga. I'm not gonna lie. They gotta catch me. They are gonna have to send the IRS after my ass, literally, or the FBI, bro. Send that helicopter, RB. Real shit. Niggas not catching me, bro. Real shit, gang. And everybody just keep quiet. I don't even think they remember my black ass was part of the program. So everybody just chill, okay? Chill. Relax, bro. Let's just stay calm. It's all good. I paid my dues. Genuinely. We situated that already.
Faze is one of the clearest examples of creators turned corporation and why it can go bad. What started as a group of internet personalities quickly turned into contracts, investors, and legal stuff. And once that shift happens, the relationship dynamic changes. Now, I know that there's going to be somebody in my comment section saying, well, the company did dish out a lot of money, and so they have to recoup these things some way, shape, form, or fashion. And I get it. The Faze organization never touched any of the content creators' AdSense revenue from their YouTube videos, nor any of their streaming profits, as we've been told. But what about the billions, and I do mean billions of views generated by these clipping pages that have different companies plastered across the bottom? You think that those were just individuals living out of Wisconsin that started up accounts? No. What about the multitude of brand deals that Kson is claiming that they never saw any dollars and cents from? Especially due to the fact that they alienated these guys and made them hook up with other brands that they seemingly aligned with by way of, having their leaders represent the brands and being board heads and all this other stuff like that. You don't think that these guys have any sorts of homeowners insurance or renters insurance if they were renting these houses if a floor does get damaged? Come on, guys. These are multi-million-dollar houses, and they're putting young men in them that they know that they're going to throw parties in. You don't think that they took out some sort of insurance policy on them? Hell, you can't have a home without homeowners insurance. I don't want people to be naive here and get back to the company bootlicking that they once were. These people profited off these little boys, and the FaZe guys didn't make money from the YouTube channel, which is probably the least of the concern. But at the end of the day, let's not act as though this company did not profit off of these young men. That's just not how these things work. I can't even say without the corporate intervention that content houses are a big deal. That's why we see a lot of them fail. They look fun on surface level, but when you think about things like leases and property liability, contracts, who's going to cut the grass, who's responsible for any damages, all these different things, it's a big headache in and of itself. Then you add on some big brother overwatching eye that is monitoring how much internet usage and gas is being spent on a monthly basis in order to put some sort of tax on it, then hey, it becomes very nasty very fast. My prediction going forward is I see this happening again and again and again. Not just with the Ex-Faze guys. I actually don't think that their saga's over. It's probably going to be some more unsuspecting charges that they did not see coming down the pipeline. Sorry to say, guys, I know you want to squash, but hey man, bank's gonna bank. Remember, he's just the chill guy who tried to do the best that he could.
This is, in a fucking twisted way, all my fault.
You need to get more chrome jeans, gangsta. You need some chrome jeans.
At the end of the day, I put these guys in a room. At the end of the day, I went and raised money. I convinced, these business people that this vision and these guys were a good bet to take. I thought in good faith that, if we gave people careers, if we fucking gave everybody the best resources and this shit worked, then everything else would figure itself out. And I'm so fucking naive and to have not made sure everything was fucking better articulated and solidified and just like people were on the same page. I don't know, man. I failed miserably.
That guy just has a victim complex that is just so amazing in this situation. You're not scot-free, buddy. You're just not. But I do see in the future other corporations trying to weasel themselves into the pockets of other content creators. The only thing that I have going forward is content creators, please stay as corporate free as possible. The only thing that you need to be taking is like some sort of partnership or sponsorship brand deal, whatever the case may be. If they want to, put on a streamer, whatever the case may be, that contract should be a page long. But if an entity with a big F decides to put a stack of papers that's as big as a phone book in front of you, please do me a favor. Pick it up, take it outside, put it on the ground. Get your lighter fluid, drench it, douse it, all these other things, and light a match to it. Because they are going to always try to take advantage of you and lie and fudge numbers and be disingenuous. All the while, a 40-year-old man will be telling you, come on guys, let's get a bunch of bitches and hoes, making you think that it's a good idea. It's not.
Yeah! Rock out, man! Net spend! Again, you're 45. Let's put that picture game.
On the right is the most disrespectful.
Oh, we're gonna react to that next. Let's put that next. FaZe Banks don't play about net spend. That's his hubby. Rock out, man! Bro, you're literally 40. Like, why? He's yelling at this nigga. Slut truck!